So we'll move on here. Another guy who's doing well in camp. We want to big congrats. Mack Wilson had a baby. He seems to be really happy with that. So good for the baby. You know, he came out and he actually said that last season he talked about retirement. Oh man. No. Okay. Try not to laugh too much.
Yeah, I got your comment there.
Okay. So he actually came out and talked about retirement last year with a little bit of his injury. He said it was a bad injury. No, I would imagine it messed with him psychologically because he knew he wasn't playing the way that he should. But the guy's having an awesome camp. Every day it's another Mack. He picked off Baker the other day. First day in pads, he was unstoppable. He went from a guy that I thought was 100% on the cutting block to he might be a day one starter.
Yeah. So injuries, that's something that I've actually talked a little more extensively with Percy Gardner, who used to pitch for the Indians. Yeah, because when he injured himself and he said there were other guys, you kind of go into like a mental, like kind of like a depression. And it's just, sometimes it can be difficult to come back from. So that's why OBJ, that, you know, he's so determined to come back and he's working so hard and you see him on the treadmill and on the field, like he's not letting it get him down. And I could see if, you know, Mack Wilson had an injury and he did not play well last year at all. He's way below his own expectations for himself.
He was below what he did as a rookie.
Exactly. And so he's sitting there as a sophomore in the league considering I might just retire.
Yeah.
Like that's, you know, and good for him for sticking with it and staying strong through everything. But you know, that's a tough spot to be in. We've
talked a lot on the show about how we thought he was a potential cut candidate, but I think all four of us are big fans of Mack Wilson.
Oh, I love Mack Wilson.
Yeah.
I want Mack Wilson to be the player that we drafted and to be in the player we thought he was going to be last year. Remember in the preseason, we were like, Mack Wilson, because he has such a good rookie year. He looks so good on the field.
He just bought into Cleveland so much, and it's like Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden he does every Cavs game. He's basically a season ticket holder, you know, and that's Mack Wilson. I want him to succeed, so I'm happy to see that he's having such a good camp.
Yeah, and, you know, he obviously got, you know, better mentally. You know, after the season, he came out and said, you know, he was able to, like, sit back and just kind of think about how the season went, and he got healthy because he was injured last season. He knew he didn't play well, stuff like that. But then you got the Anthony Walker signing. They draft a linebacker hybrid, you know. So it gives you a little bit more motivation to get your act together earlier on. Because, okay, you know, he's going into what? This is his third season coming up. So in his head, you know, he might be thinking, training camp, you know, stuff like that, mini camps. I don't have to go all out 100% every day. I've been doing this, and this is my third year now. No, he had a different type of mentality is what it's kind of seeing. Like, every day I go out there, I'm battling for my job.
Yeah, and credit him, though, for having the mentality where he's coming into this season thinking, you know, even though I didn't play well last year, I'm a penciled in day one starter. And then we go out and we sign Walker and we draft another linebacker. He could pout. Yeah. He could cry. He could be a distraction, you know, and he doesn't. It's kind of like Njoku last year. You know, we were kind of hard on Njoku, but he was a great teammate last year. He wasn't a distraction. He did exactly what was asked of him. Same thing with Mack Wilson. It could have went one of two ways, and credit to him, he took it upon himself to come ready to camp, and he's having a great camp.
And credit, honestly, to this coaching staff and everybody. We don't know what these conversations are like in the building, you know, between the coaching staff and the players and the front office personnel. I mean, it just seems like these players on this team are really buying into what we're trying to do here.
Stefanski, man.